gonna dive into speech sounds. I'm making this video because I have a few kids right now that I'm working with that are all kind of in the same boat. They're all having issues with pronunciation. They're all having issues kind of getting their muscles to do what they're supposed to do. So, getting their tongue up for L and being able to put their lips in the right place for other sounds. So I'm going through the entire alphabet of sounds so that they know which sounds are produced where in your mouth, and that this way eventually I can just give them a couple little cues and they know what they're supposed to be doing. So the alphabet of sounds is different than our regular ABCs. One, because there's certain sounds that we don't even discuss. Like, we don't go through every single letter in the alphabet. We're not going through our vowels. We're not doing stuff like that. We're just going with the sounds that we actually hear when we're talking. We also add a couple sounds at the end too. There are also sounds that are in speech that are not necessarily in our ABCs. So don't say anything if I don't mention vowels and things like that. If I'm working on reading, then I'll work on different sounds. But this is just for pronunciation. This is just for kids who are now learning how to make all the individual sounds in speech. It's gonna be a little long, but bear with me. I'll try to make a few videos on just certain sounds by themselves. But right now I'm gonna go through the whole alphabet of speech sounds. We will start with letter B. So B, we don't actually say B because that's B and I together. So we're just gonna make B. So think of a ball bouncing. B, 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 B. We just want lips together, pop that sound out. B, B, B. That's what we'll work on. Eventually we'll be able to show kids like, okay, bounce like a ball, B, 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 when we need them to make that sound. Our next sound will be D. I'm skipping C because it makes two different sounds. So if you're reading, we can work on C. You have to differentiate, but if not, we're not going there. Our next sound is D. So think of a drum, da, 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 da. And I'll cue that as, okay, tongue up and down at the tip of your mouth, da, 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 da. That's our D sound, right? Our next sound will be F. So I like to think of an angry cat. We're gonna put our teeth on our lower lip and we're gonna blow. Again, like an angry cat. We'll go back to that sound when I do V because it's the same exact position. We're just turning on our volume. So I'll do V in a second, but right now we're going from F to G. Now G is our drinking sound. We're not gonna call it G because letter G and the sound that G makes are very different. So when I do G, I don't say that word. I'm like, okay, we're gonna do our drinking sound, ga, 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 ga. For this sound, we want the back of our tongue at the back of the roof of our mouth. So not the front of the roof of our mouth, not our alveolar ridge, but way in the back, in that soft palate back there. Ga, 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 ga. And think of it that way, cue it, head back, almost like you're drinking something so they really get where it goes. A lot of kids have a hard time with G and K because they're way in the back. So that's why we're going way in the back for them to start understanding where it needs to go. H sound is just, this should be the easiest sound for kids to make. All that they have to do is open their mouth and let out some air. If I have a kid who's having a hard time with this sound, I get a little worried because it shouldn't be a hard thing for them. All right, so this is our hot sound. All we're doing. J is a hard sound to do, so don't worry if kids struggle with this one. They literally have to put their tongue up at the roof of their mouth and snap it back down again. J, J. That's a hard sound to make. So we'll work on it. If they can get it, cool. If they can't, we'll work on it after they have a couple of other sounds in their vocabulary that they can produce. Now, this is my favorite sound. This is the karate sound. I'm not gonna call it K because again, C and K can make the same sound. So I'm just gonna say karate sound. K, k, k. Tongue, just like G, the back of that tongue in the back of your mouth. K, k, k. And make them do it, make them do the movements and kicking and whatever it is, just so that they can get used to where their tongue goes and where that sound needs to be. L is a hard sound for kids to do. And it's a hard sound because of the position of their tongue. Remember, our tongue is like a whole web of muscles, and that tongue tip is the hardest part to get to. It's a little tiny muscle that has to be able to elevate up to the top. A lot of times I just want them to put their tongue in the right position. They don't even have to make a sound. If I can get them to do this, I'm happy. That's a hard space for kids, so sometimes I'll have them put it outside of their mouth and just hold it there. I just want them to be able to put their tongue in the right place and maybe hold the sound. Eventually we'll make that our singing sound, la, 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 la. But for right now, I just want their tongue where it needs to go for L. M is one of those beginning sounds. This should be a really easy sound for kids to make. All they have to do is close their lips and make a noise. That's the yummy sound. Yum, yum, yum. N is a little bit harder than M, even though they're so close together. So for N, I want that tongue tip up, just like I did for L. Just a little bit further back. And we're gonna cue your nose. Like the nose sound. Na, 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 but we don't do just that's all. P is like B and M. It should be a really easy sound. We're just gonna put our lips together and blow some air out. P, p, p. Think of popcorn popping. P, 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 p. I'm not gonna say P because that's not the sound. Yes, that's the letter, but it's not the sound. It should be p, p, p. Now, we're skipping Q. Unless you're working on reading, Q is a hard sound. R is my pirate sound. Says the pirate. Try to get that A out of there, so it's not R, A-R-E. It's just S is our snake sound. So the easiest way to get kids to know where to put that is big smile, teeth together, just blow out some air. That's all we want. And with this one, I cue it on their arm. Keep that smile. And if you want them to keep their tongue in, so they're not doing, remind them that their snake has to stay behind their teeth. Don't let it escape. Keep it back there. T is our, I say the tennis sound, because it's just going t, 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 t. Just T. We're not calling it T. We're not calling it toe. It's just t, t, t. V is our vacuum sound. So again, we're gonna do it in the same place that we did F. We're gonna put our teeth on our bottom lip. Instead of just going, now we're gonna make a sound. Think about vacuuming. And if you need to get them to understand where it goes, you can put your lip right there, your finger right there for them. Gloves, or let them do it themselves, or if their parents are there, they can do it. Now W is our windy sound. Woo. That's all I want that sound to do. I don't want it to say W because that's not what the sound says. It's just woo, like the wind, woo. We're not going into X. X is really just K and S together. Y, our yo-yo sound is just yeah, yeah. So think about letter E. So big giant smile, big huge teeth together smile. E, ah. All right, Z, is a buzzing bumblebee. Zzz, that's what that sound does. Now I'm adding 3 more sounds to the alphabet. This is sounds that we use in speech. So we've got S, H together, which makes our quiet sound. Shh. That's what we want that sound to do. Kids have a really hard time with that. So if we can get them to do S, we can get them to do SH. Same air quality, but now we're gonna blow it. Pucker instead of smile. Shh. Keep it there. It's okay if that one takes a little longer to come in. Next sound is TH, and all this time we've been telling them to keep their tongue behind their teeth. Now I actually want your tongue between your teeth. You're gonna bite that tongue And we're gonna make the sound like a thumb. The sound is actually two different sounds. So you can cue it with air and with sound. Because you have two different, you have the TH for the and the TH for thumb. And our last sound is our CH sound, which is ch, ch, ch. Really hard sound for kids to make, just like J, like J is a really hard sound. CH is too. Same thing. They have to be able to put their tongue up, bring it back down, and explode that sound. Ch, ch, ch. Work on S and SH first, and then we'll dig into CH as they can. All right, guys, I hope this helps. This is just something that I use. I can send you a copy. I have it on PDF. You can cut them out yourself. If you would like to, just send me a message and I'll send you the pictures. All righty. Like always, subscribe, share, like, tell me what you think. Bye.